Now, child, some folks chase trouble, but Ol Man Akers, trouble chases him, and it's got 4 legs and a bleat. Ol Man Akers and the disappearing still. Ol Man Akers lived halfway up Stillwater Mountain in a shack that leaned like it was tired of holding him. He was wiry as a fence post, sharp as a blackberry thorn, and known across 3 counties for one thing: his still. Folks said he could hide that still so well the sheriff could walk right over it and never know. And that was mostly true. Except for one problem. Her name was Peaches. Peaches was a caramel-colored goat with big eyes, curly hair, and a talent for getting Akers caught at the worst possible moment. She loved him something fierce, but she also loved wandering, chewing, and bleating loud enough to wake the mountain. Akers always said, "Peaches, you're the only creature I know who can snitch without speaking English." Peaches would blink slow, like she understood every word. One warm afternoon, Sheriff Dunley stomped up the ridge muttering, "That old man's hiding a still, and today's the day I find it." Akers spotted him from a mile away. "Peaches!" he hissed. "Time to make the still disappear." Now Akers didn't use magic. He used know-how. He'd built his still on a sliding platform hidden under a patch of moss. One good shove and, shoop, the whole thing dropped into a hollowed-out pit like it never existed. Akers pushed it down. Perfect. But Peaches? Oh, Peaches. She trotted right over to the fresh patch of moss, sniffed it, and started pawing like she'd found buried treasure. Sheriff Dunley rounded the corner. "Akers, what's that goat digging at?" Akers threw his hands up. "Sheriff, Peaches ain't digging. She's, dancing." Peaches bleated loud enough to shake the leaves. The sheriff narrowed his eyes. Then Peaches, sweet, chaotic Peaches, leaned down and yanked up the moss with her teeth. Akers nearly fainted, but instead of revealing the still, Peaches uncovered a nest of baby field mice. The sheriff blinked. Peaches blinked. The mice blinked. "Well," Sheriff Dunley grumbled, "that ain't illegal." And he stomped off. Akers wiped his brow. Peaches strutted like she'd saved the day. A week later, Akers went to check on his still, and it was gone. Not slid down, not hidden. Gone. "Peaches," he whispered, "what did you do now?" Peaches nudged something with her hoof. Akers leaned down. Wagon tracks. Deep, messy, zigzagging tracks leading into the woods. Akers groaned. "Peaches, did you let somebody borrow my still?" Peaches bleated like she absolutely had. Akers followed the tracks until he reached the old logging road, and there, stuck sideways in a ditch, was his still tied to the back of a rickety wagon belonging to Cousin Jeb, the most scatterbrained man on Stillwater Mountain. Jeb was pacing in circles. "I swear I only meant to look at it." Akers threw up his hands. "Jeb, you ain't got the sense God gave a turnip." Jeb pointed at Peaches. "She showed me where it was." Akers turned slowly to Peaches. Peaches blinked, chewed a leaf, looked mighty pleased with herself. Akers sighed so hard it rustled the trees. Akers hauled the still back home, muttering the whole way. He set it in a brand new hiding spot, one Peaches hadn't discovered yet, and patted the moss smooth. "There," he said. "And Peaches, no more showing folks where I hide things." Peaches did not agree. Just then, Sheriff Dunley's boots crunched on the trail. "Akers," he said, "I gotta tip your stills around here somewhere." Akers glared at Peaches. Peaches bleated proudly, but this time Akers was ready. "Well, Sheriff," he said, leaning back in his chair, "if you can find it, you can have it." The sheriff searched everywhere. behind the woodpile, under the porch, in the chicken coop, even in Akers' rain barrel. Peaches followed him like a tour guide, bleating directions, but she didn't know the new hiding place. After an hour, Sheriff Dunley wiped his brow. Akers, I don't know how you do it, but one day I'm gonna catch you. Akers tipped his hat. I believe you'll try. The sheriff stomped off. Akers burst out laughing so hard he had to hold his ribs. Peaches looked confused. Akers scratched her behind the ears. Peaches, you might get me in trouble, but today you helped me win. Peaches blinked slow, like she'd planned it all along. Child, that old man may be clever, but that goat? She's the real trickster of Stillwater Mountain. And that's why, child, if you ever hear laughing on Stillwater Mountain, don't you fret. It's just Ol Man Akers trying to outsmart trouble, and Peaches beating him to it.